My heart almost stopped. Fallen from the terror and landing on the table were the 5 Incubi brothers. They were piled on top of one another, having come through one at a time. However, as the last brother landed, the boys fell to one side, toppling off of the table and landing on the floor. The rebels around me stared at the pile of Incubi, confused and surprised. As the tear in the air closed, the ogre man was the first to lower his sword.
What the hell?
Who are they?
Careful, they could be the Demon Lord's men.
No!
The rebels looked to me as I stood up, Diana following and still protecting me, and I stared at the boys on the ground. They all looked dazed and a bit shell-shocked from having fallen twice in rapid succession. I almost couldn't believe it. There they were, right in front of me. My mind couldn't help but remember how I had first met them. They'd all been on the floor of my mansion, unconscious and wounded. Now they were in front of me in the demon world.
I know them.
Oh, it's the boys! Sam. Sam!
Sam, no.
Sam! You're
I see you still haven't learned how to sew.
He definitely cross-stitched it out the fucking window this time. I stared at the one I was meant to marry. Why is he shorter than everyone? He was one of the tallest.
Yeah, before it was James was the tallest, and then Damien, and then Sam, and then Eric, and then Matthew.
Okay. Something happened. I stared at the one I was meant to marry, seeing him slowly shake his head and rise from the ground. They came to rescue me. He came to rescue me. My heart became overjoyed and full of warmth and happiness. I was going to go home. The question was, how? At the sight of the boys kept the demon's attention, a second tear opened above them, causing everyone to look up.
What?
4 women dropped down from the tear and somehow managed to fall into the arms of the Incubi behind Damien. Do they all have lady wives now? I mean, human wives?
Lady wives?
I gotcha. I gotcha. It's okay.
Eric!
Love, I've got you.
James!
Whoa, are you all right?
Okay.
I want to die. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. I stared wide-eyed. Their wives came too? I needed this information at the start of the game, please. You can't drop it on me that all of them have wives when we're like 3 hours into the game. We're not 3 hours in. I don't know how I don't know. You can't. I'm so confused. I watched the boys and the girls finally planted themselves on the ground before looking around. Damien's eyes locked onto me, and he hurried towards me.
Damien!
I swerved around Diana and rushed to Damien, meeting him halfway and wrapping my arms around him tightly.
I'm so glad you're safe.
I took in his scent, his warmth. He was here in my arms, and I couldn't have asked for anything more. Damien seemed to feel the same as he wrapped his arms around my form and buried his face in my shoulder. Oh, wait, oh. I think they mean a hug.
Squeeze! Squeeze!
I didn't take that as a hug.
Squeeze.
I tightened my hold on Damien, silently expressing my love and happiness at seeing and feeling him again. He squeezed back lovingly, peppering my neck with kisses. See, I thought it was like, we hugged him, and then she just goes like, squeeze on his ass. I'm like, whoa, Laundry! Whoa!
Just what?
That was what... I interpreted squeeze wrong.
Squeeze on his abs?
No.
What?
The
What are you trying to say?
His ass, you dummy!
Oh.
Not his ass!
I was really confused.
My abs hurt. Anyway. As Damien and I had our moment. I'm sorry. As Damien and I had our moment, his brothers stepped up near us, almost in a protective circle. Sam, however, moved towards Diana, glaring hard.
You've got 10 seconds to explain why she's here, bitch.
Whoa, you shut the fuck up, bitch.
For the sake of
You
the bride.
bitch.
However, I wasn't the one who brought her here.
You're such a terrible liar.
Just remember, she was the antagonist from the last game.
I mean, I know, but Sam called her a slut once, and I am still offended by that.
Yes.
Eric is the ungrateful slut. I turned to see Matthew and Sam standing in front of me and Damien, ready to attack Diana. The succubus in question, however, seemed unfazed by their attempts at intimidation.
Guys,
Did she bring you here?
what?
Turning my head back to Damien, I saw a serious look in his eyes. I had only seen that look once before, when Diana had confronted me and showed me his past. I shook my head.
No, she didn't bring me here. It was the Demon Lord.
I beg your pardon?
Okay, James.
Are you sure?
Alright, nerdy McNerderson.
Oxford, comma.
Fucking Oxford. I stared at Damien, seeing something in his eyes ignite like an angry flame that was quickly growing. His hold on me tightened as he looked at Diana.
Why did he bring her here?
I looked over to Diana, knowing that she would explain, but I was surprised to see her flinch back at the expression. Was she scared? Shaking her head, Diana cleared her throat and looked back to Damien, settling back into her uncaring gaze.
He wanted to lure you all back, knowing that at least you, Damien, would chase after her, and the others would follow. Obviously, his plan worked.
This time it was the boys who flinched in surprise, feeling the weight of her words. Damien gathered himself and stood up again.
Well, thank you for keeping her safe. We'll be...
She can't leave.
And why not?
She's been cursed by the Demon Lord. She can't leave unless she dies or until we kill him.
You plan to kill him?
We're obviously not going to choose the former. We've been fighting the Demon Lord for 10 years now. Might as well have another reason to kill him.
My eyes to Damien, wondering what he was thinking. Diana then shrugged.
However, it will take some time to plan out our attack. We can't just walk into his castle and slit
Damien
his
finally looked back to me, staring into my eyes as if he was trying to find some sort of response. I stared back, trying to find some hint as to what he was thinking about in his eyes. He slowly leaned forward and kissed my forehead, before turning his head back to Diana.
How much time do you need?
1 week.
I shot my head towards Diana in surprise, and so did the rest of the occupants in the room. Seriously? 1 week?
Where is this number coming from, Succubus?
We need to fully prepare ourselves for the final stage, which I'm certain will only take a couple of days. We've pinned him into a corner. The Demon Lord will fall.
That's rather bold to assume.
She's right, though. We can prepare everything in that time frame, right?
And if he does the same and attacks us before then?
He won't.
I watched as Diana walked over and cleared the table of the materials they had gathered for the gate spell, revealing a physical map of the Abyssal Plains. She pointed to a spot on the map, a peninsula surrounded by water labeled as the Decaying Sea.
We'll cast a barrier spell along the edge of the peninsula and around the castle. He and his army won't be able to move from that spot until we break it ourselves, which will be during the siege.
Where would we get the energy needed for that kind of spell?
We won't be using energy.
Oh? The other rebel demons in the room suddenly tensed up, staring at Diana in surprise. What was she going to do?
My lady, you're not suggesting...
The Demon Lord has shown how far he is willing to go to win this war. It's only fitting to show the extent we'll go to in response.
As much as I agree with you, this seems a little rash.
What are you guys talking about?
Are they allowed to know?
I plan to put a barrier curse around the Demon Lord's castle and army. It's temporary, so it won't need the blood of 1,000 demons. But it will need the sacrifice of at least one demon life.
Oh, hell no.
And I assume
Oh, wait! Damien's not a demon! It can't be him! But I refuse to let any of the other brothers die.
Is this our only option?
There are other options.
Oh, God.
But they will most likely take a lot of energy to pull off.
It just depends on what we want to do. If we want to do this immediately, then the barrier curse is indeed the best option.
I'm not opposed to performing the curse. As rash as it is, it will make our lives easier in the long run.
You expect me to hand over one of my men? My soldiers joined the rebellion to kill the Demon Lord, not to get their throats slit before even seeing the final battle?
It's wrong, but can we really afford to spend any more energy? Diana already spent a lot trying to send the human back.
What is the other option?
The rabbit woman in the ferry moved towards the map and pointed at the peninsula.
We could form tall rock walls around the castle. Box them in.
It will take a lot of our energy, but we can recover in that week period.
And what will stop the Demon Lord from tearing down the walls?
I can imbue the walls with holy magic.
The Incubi and I looked at him, all of us equally surprised. A demon with holy magic? How?
How the fuck did you get holy magic? You look and smell like a demon.
The guard held up his wrapped hand, like beads around a jangle with the sudden motion.
I've had the ability to use holy magic ever since I was taken in by my lady's family. There's no doubt that I am a demon, but I can't recall how I gained this ability.
How is holy magic different than demon magic?
It's white magic. Unlike demon magic, holy magic isn't so finicky. Think of it as warding or dispelling magic. You can't bless air or anything that doesn't have physical form, but you can bless objects to fight back against other forms of magic.
If the walls were blessed with holy magic, the Demon Lord wouldn't be able to escape until we released him.
Why not just trap him forever?
That's idiotic. He would still be a threat regardless. Holy magic doesn't last forever. And stone will crumble eventually.
He's right. We wouldn't be able to keep the walls up forever.
I mean, I don't see a reason to not kill the Demon Lord.
Yeah, we should just kill him, honestly.
Yeah.
The situation became more complicated the more we discussed it. How are we going to go about this?
We can't just sit around and debate this forever. The longer we wait, the more we risk him striking back at us.
But is it worth killing someone to trap him?
When we finally strike, we will lose hundreds, if not thousands, of soldiers anyway. What difference will it make to lose one more life on top of this?
Soulless fuck.
We can still cage him in.
I bit my lip. It was a really tough decision. A curse or a trap. Which was better? Both had... Oh, don't tell me we have to choose it. We don't know anything. Both had their prices, and we had to choose one. From the look of it, no one wanted to speak up. I hate this so much. We don't know shit about war strategy. So I felt the urge to say something. Maybe I would be the one who would determine everything. But which method would be the best choice?
Any thoughts?
You got a nice... Okay. So... Okay, remind me. So the curse, you kill one guy, and it keeps him in a barrier for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then what's the trap?
The trap is building rock walls around him.
That's...
And the trap takes more energy, whereas the curse requires one sacrifice.
Oh. Oh. Whose energy is it gonna take?
Probably Diana's.
I mean, look, the trap is stupid. Let's be honest. But I also am like, ooh, having to choose to kill somebody is, ooh.
But who are we killing?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to. Oh, I don't want to risk it. Fuck it. Let's do the trap. You know what? You're right. Because if we say the curse, and if one of the brothers offers themselves and we can't stop him, I'm gonna kill everything. Do we take a gamble then? Gamble on the demons?
So my argument is, we're gonna lose men on both sides in this war. It's a war.
Yeah.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, as long as we get the Demon Lord killed, I mean... I don't want to say, like, one life is worth less than anyone else's, but... For one thing, I trust Diana's judgment, and in terms of, deciding who it might be. And as a second thing, I think the trap is just, it's gonna be too much of a risk.
The trap is stupid.
The trap is ridiculous. I mean, it's a rock wall.
It's a
you
rock
can just
wall.
Bash it down.
You can just rock climb out of there.
I don't see any merit in that. And it would consume so much energy. We'd need to take the entire week just to recover instead of really preparing.
Oh.
So that's my argument. I think we should go for the curse.
Okay. I just don't want one of the brothers to die. I'm like, look, in the real world, I don't want to do anything, but I'm like, look, in a game, I only know the people I know.
Okay, I don't think anyone important is gonna be killed, like, half an hour into the game. Come on.
We're not half an hour in. We're more than that.
I'm exaggerating, obviously, but we're still pretty early. This is still the beginning.
Oh my god, okay. Alright, let's do the curse.
I see the curse.
Everyone... Oh. Achievement unlocked, an eye for an eye.
Dun, dun, dun.
Everyone in the room looked at me in surprise as I finally spoke up. The Demon Lord had trapped me here with the blood of 1,000 demons. It was only fair to trap him with the life of just one.
Will the curse work with just one life? Yes. He won't be able to escape because of its dark magic.
Are you sure this is the best choice?
A monster like him won't stop if we box him in.
Wait, what? Oh, yes.
We have to ensure that he won't be able to do anything while we prepare to fight back.
Everyone nodded, most in reluctance while the others did with confidence. Diana, however, turned to the orc man with a stern face.
As for your reluctance, Sir Brute, we won't be using one of your men.
Well then, who would you use?
Oh, don't use Matthew. Nah. I'm sorry, Eric. At that moment, Diana smiled. Sending him.
Bye, Eric.
Look. I knew my immediate response wasn't, oh no, it can't be Eric. And I kind of wanted to be like, oh, but he has a life and doesn't deserve to die, but I just kind of let it go. Bye, Eric. At that moment, Diana smirked.
Let it burn. It's no longer my concern.
Diana smirked, sending a familiar shiver down my spine. For a split second, I swore I saw a flash of gold cross her visible eyes. She replied to Matthew.
A little mongrel who had the nerve to electrocute me in my own castle.
Oh, shit.
Ooh. I stared. There really was an imp in the castle. However, my mind released the question to focus on Diana's smirk. Something was off about Diana, and I couldn't put my finger on what it was. It's called bloodlust. When I came to the demon world, I had barely recognized her, and didn't expect her kindness. Now, as I was staring at her at that moment, I again recognized the woman who had attacked me in the human world. Diana shook her head before crossing her arms and looking directly at me.
So, since you'll be here for a while, we might as well give you names that you can use to refer to everyone here.
That's fair.
Are we getting human names?
Must we?
Diana rolled her eyes and gestured to each demon, naming them on the fly.
For the sake of time, we'll use simple names. This is Rabbit, our magic advisor, Sergeant, commander of our armies, Shadow, leader of our assassins, and Faye, our nomadic force ambassador.
Sergeant?
Okay.
I'm a commander, succubus. Shouldn't my name be Commander?
It's easier on the tongue, though, to say Sergeant.
Okay,
lady,
thanks for
what shall they
explaining.
call me?
Wait, why do we know his name?
I think she said
What?
it before?
I missed that completely. Diana looked at Saro for a moment before turning towards me, a look of seriousness emanating from her eyes.
You may call him Cero.
Oh.
He is my personal guard, and he is always by my side.
Possessive, I see.
Okay. The other demons and Saro seemed to be surprised. Was Saro his true demon name? Why would she give me his true name?
Are you sure?
Call him only if your life depends on it.
Ooh.
Do not abuse this permission.
Okay.
Yo, Saro, you wanna go drinking?
What?
I was gonna abuse my permission by going drinking with Saro. Her eyes seemed to burn as she gazed into mine, full of hard intent and warning. I mentally noted her seriousness as she ran a hand through her hair.
Well, now that we have a plan and introductions are out of the way, I believe we can end this meeting. We have a lot to accomplish in 1 week.
What about us? You don't expect us to sit around.
Actually, I do. You all don't belong on the battlefield.
Excuse me? Just hold on
I will not take untrained and unarmed beings into a war zone.
Hold on.
I interjected, stepping forward and crossing my arms at Diana. She seriously wasn't going to make me stay back when she fought the Demon Lord, was she?
Baby, you're in a wedding dress.
We can fight too?
We can fight too.
Diana squinted at me, pressing her lips together in a fine line. However, I meant what I said. We could fight too.
You expect me to trust that you can fight in a war?
Let me and my brothers train then. We're demons, for fuck's sake. We know how to fight.
Okay, Sam.
Sure, Sam.
He's got a chain around his wrist.
Did he go to jail? Oh, that's right, he's a police officer.
No, he's got a chain around his wrist, like chained the monster. Is what I'm thinking it is.
Oh my god.
He took it very literally, I see.
Oh my god. Oh my god, you idiot. You
idiot.
I wanted to call him a loser and an idiot. Oh god. The boys stared at Diana as she turned her head towards Sam. He was right, though. They knew how to train, so they knew how to fight. They fought with the rebellion. There would be a better chance of winning this war. Also, I just want to say something quickly.
Correct. You can die here.
Okay, so all the boys, because they're demons, they're pansexual. They'll date anybody. Yep. But they all have wives. Yep. I have a problem with this.
But do you know what it was?
No.
It's a Kickstarter reward. If you spent $2,000 or more on the Kickstarter, you could be one of their canon wives.
Oh. I see. It's cool, but I argue it interferes with the story.
Me too. I don't really like it. One of them is actually part of the actual plot. Because you couldn't buy Sam in the Kickstarter, I remember. It was only the other 4.
Oh.
But the rest of them are Kickstarters.
So, because Sam has a wife in this, at least.
Yeah.
She's the plot wife?
She's the plot wife, I think.
Okay. Alright. Okay. Anyway. Did I read this? I did, yeah.
We understand.
Why didn't I click?
Completely.
You all realize this is...
We understand completely.
We know what the risks are.
Diana could only stare at our group as we challenged her proclamation. I wrapped my hand around my fiancé's arm, frightened at the idea of participating in a war. But knowing that we needed the strength we could muster to finish off the Demon Lord, this was the only way that I could go home. Defeated, Diana sighed and rubbed her temples.
Very well. I can't exactly keep you here like prisoners, so it will be up to you if you choose to train for battle. However, I highly suggest just staying here and allowing us to handle it.
I nodded, as did the others. This was really happening. We were going to kill the Demon Lord, and we had 1 week to either prepare for war or wait it out. Diana turned to me and looked at my outfit. I had nearly forgotten I was still in my wedding dress until Diana pointed at my chest.
Lumen infere, bellum tabescere, serene.
Okay. You better change my dress back afterward. I stared at her, unsure of why she was speaking in Latin, until I felt the fabric around my body shift and change. I quickly looked down to see my wedding dress morph into an outfit that looked perfect for the demon world. Whatever that means. Oh, okay, now we get
a description.
The white top shifted into a long-sleeved, oversized tunic with a leathered corset and vest, while the bottom part of my gown split and wrapped around my legs, forming into dark leggings. My shoes stretched into long knee-high boots. I was becoming a steampunk.
Hey, you look really nice. Good choice.
I blushed, getting used to the feel of the outfit. The corset wasn't tight, but it was still something new along with the rest of the garb. Damien smiled and wrapped an arm around my shoulder, hugging me to him. You look really nice.
You talked over him.
Sorry.
You look really nice. You look really nice.
Thank you.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to head for the Demon Lord's castle.
Do you plan to shadow travel?
No, I have another method. Don't worry. I'll be back by morning.
Diana looked at Faye and nodded to them as they pressed their lips together in a tight line.
Faye, please escort our guests to the remaining open rooms while I'm gone.
All right.
Seto.
Yes, my lady.
Sarah walked toward Diana and followed her out of the room. The other demons, however, looked towards us.
I'll take you to your rooms then.
Thank you. We truly appreciate it.
Thanks, Faye.
For a moment, my mind wandered to Diana and remembered her almost evil smirk when we decided to perform the curse. What was she planning to do? Hopefully nothing truly sadistic.